Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 55 of the Game Time Gents podcast. Week 3 is gone. Week 4 is approaching quickly. We do have some other things to get into before we get into our normal show, like the news. Oh, also, it's me, Nardy, here with Fish and Zoltowski. Boys, say hi.
Hello.
One take. We're one take checking it today.
Oh, God. It's fine.
So we're recording this on Tuesday, and today we all received a notification on our cell phones that said Jackson Dart has been named the starter for the New York Giants. Boys, too early?
It's only 1 week. I was 1 week off, but I think it's way too early. Put Jameis in there instead.
Yeah, it's just like I get why they're doing that. The reason why they haven't put Jameis in is you can see the visible frustration with the players, especially with Tyron Tracy going out. I mean, Cam Scatterbo looked great. We'll talk more about him later, but you can tell that Neighbors is getting very, very frustrated. The target share is there, but it's not good when he catches 3 balls on 11 targets, and then you look at Russell throwing it, and you're like, holy shit, this guy is bad.
Yeah.
So I think that they're making that move ahead instead of putting Jameis in there just to kind of get that chemistry and momentum back on their side. But Zoltowski, I mean, we've called this before. It was only a matter of time. It really was. So.
Yeah. I mean, and I've seen some stuff where he's been practicing, Dart has been practicing play calling on the sidelines, running mental reps. So, I mean, he did look very good in preseason. We say that,
JJ
and then...
though.
Yeah, JJ did too. I just think, I don't know. He's trying. It's gonna. I mean, the years they're 0-3. It's still early, but I mean, it's the Giants. We knew that this year was kind of gonna be a wash. The beginning of a decent rebuild. The team, other than the quarterback play, doesn't look horrible. I didn't think. I thought Kansas City was gonna go in there and blow them out, even with whoever they were signing off the streets there. I think I saw the name Juju Smith-Schuster come across the screen a bunch of times, and that was, I had to double check what year we were in. But no, their defense looked decent, better than last year for sure. Like we talk about Cam Scatterbo more later. Russ is the big problem. So inconsistent. Hopefully it can be a slight turnaround. I wouldn't expect huge things. Wouldn't start him, that's for sure. Give him a week to warm up and then look and see what he does. Make your judgment call off there. If you want to run a 2 quarterback league, week 5, look at it.
Yeah, I think they need to redo the stat for targets to catchable targets versus non-catchable targets. Because I think Neighbors had 7, 8 targets this week, and I don't think he could have held any of them in.
Well, I think the ones that he caught, I think was 3, was the catchable targets. I mean, a lot of them were real bad misses.
I think he hit the goalpost like twice.
Yeah, and then Jackson's had packages to actually play in games, so they're just going to build off of that into a full game plan. So, I don't know.
He had 0.3 points last week.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what he does. I'm excited to see it. But the other thing I'm excited about, Cleveland finally won a football game.
That was a shocker.
The Super Bowl favorite Packers that they're calling before this week.
Super Bowl favorite?
Yeah, everybody was talking about it's their year to go to the Super Bowl. But...
Are we ignoring 7 other teams in the league, or what are we doing?
Absolutely.
Listen, I've dealt with it for years with, NFC North trash talk all over Facebook, all over, Twitter. The cheeseheads are eating way too much dairy, and it's going to their brains. I mean, I will say the first, 2 weeks, the team looked very, very good. Micah Parsons is a great addition. Jordan Love seemed to have been figuring it out, and then the brakes fell off hard this Sunday against. I mean, I know the Browns have a very good defense. We talk about this all the time. Myles Garrett is a force.
Unreal.
There was a clip where he just smoked the tackle, and you can hear the tackle go, "Jordan, run!" as Miles is trying to chase him down. But that's a game you can't. I don't care if you're on the road. I know Cleveland can be a tough place to play because the fans are hammered there because they're so upset with their football team and they're just screaming, and yelling, and being loud. You can't lose that game. You can't. Especially,
I think they came out flat.
That's the thing, right? That's what I was
Mhm.
gonna say is that Green Bay they're known to get Josh Jacobs established. When they get Josh Jacobs established in his run game, everything kind of opens up, right? We saw it in the first 2 weeks against two very tough opponents. Josh Jacobs got going, kind of opened up the passing game, and again, it's one of those situations where we don't know who's going to be the number one, who's going to be the number two. Then you got Kraft back there who kind of seemed to, get settled in. He didn't really produce that much this week either. So Josh Jacobs finished with like 15 or 16 carries for 30 yards. It's just, I mean, the Browns defense is very underrated from what we said. Like we've said that they have a very good defense. They have a very good defense for not really producing that much offense, which is even scarier if the Browns can get that offense going and not go three and out or go a couple minutes and then punt it. That team is, I mean, you've seen the Ravens kind of lose in clutch games. The Bengals are, wow, is the best thing. Steelers are a little shaky. I mean, Browns got, if they can figure out that offense and they trail behind that defense and Miles Garrett and the rest of them, I mean, there's going to be some, well, no, a lot of us only thought it was going to be three teams in that realm of first place, second place kind of thing, but
Yeah.
don't count them out. That defense
No,
is disgusting.
yeah. Mason Graham looks good. Definitely given Miles some well-needed help on the D line there. Carson Schweichinger, I think that's how you say it. He's been playing pretty well from what I've seen.
Captain America.
And
yeah.
Captain America, and then they got Denzel Ward still there.
Denzel
I think.
Ward.
Yep.
Oh my God. His first name's
Real-
escaping me, but Newsom.
Real fan, by the way. Real
Yeah,
fan.
true fan, by the way.
Grant Delpit's there. Ronnie Hickman, the undrafted free agent out of Ohio State. The pass defense has always been really decent. It was the run defense last year that really screwed us over. And you're right. The addition of Mason Graham, Malik Collins is there now, the veteran D tackle, who I don't think he's the one that blocked the. It was Shelby Harris that blocked the field goal, but it's just like everything is gelling together. Jim Schwartz has those guys playing really, really well. And I'm excited to see what the defense at least does for the rest of the year. Now, the really interesting thing is the Browns won the football game with backup tackles against Micah Parsons. So that was kind of crazy in itself. And then you saw Quinshawn in there picking up some blocks when he needed to. He ran the rock really, really well. It was that spark that was missing the first 2 weeks. So I don't think we're going to win the division by any means. It's just never something that we've done in the past 13, 14 years, but it looks
I think
a
you're
lot
going to
more
come in
promising
last.
than, yeah, I don't think we're going to
For
come
sure.
in last, especially with what the Bengals put out there Sunday. That was atrocious.
That was real bad. But because we're talking about our teams, I mean, I'm going to jump into my Lions here. Lions look like they're back. I was
100%.
watching the game last night, Tuesday recording is Monday Night Football. And I mean, Montgomery looks fantastic. 151 yards on 12 carries, 2 touchdowns. Amon-Ra looked great. Laporta didn't score touchdowns, but he was getting open when needed. A little bit of trickery came in. The 4th and 1 on the, in the red zone with the handoff to Amon-Ra, pitch to Montgomery or Gibbs. Little double pass action. And the big thing is, everyone had that question. Oh, was it the coordinators are gone? Is this going to be the same team as last year? I told you I wasn't worried. I got a little worried week 1. I won't lie to you.
Yeah, a little bit.
But, Lambeau is hard to play. And they've just been talking, oh, don't forget about week 1 when we start.
He'll be back in a second,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Thank God we don't have to hear the rant.
When they stomp the Lions is what he was going to say, I'm sure. Hey, there he
Every
is.
time.
Oh, maybe?
Yeah.
Nope.
That's a great face it paused on, too.
Another face.
I'm going to take a screenshot of that one, send it in the Discord. Anyways, what Zoltowski is saying is that the Lions are back. They look great. David Montgomery hit his career high rushing yards for a game with just 12 carries. So that's just a testament to all of the things that they have going on.
Which is super unfortunate if you are lucky enough to be a manager of any of those players. It sucks. unless you have Gibbs and Montgomery where you can do that 1-2 combo. I have Amon Ra in a few leagues, and it's like, brother, he's arguably one of the best receivers. Just throw him the ball, kind of thing. So it's tough, but I mean, Zoltowski's right. I think they are back on track. Thank God he's back, so we don't have to talk about this shit anymore.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry. Discord just decided to take a crap and crash on me.
Back to Amon Ra, dude. I put a bet in last night with Amon Ra included.
God, I got lucky, man.
6 receptions for 50 yards. I was like, if he gets 6 receptions, he'll definitely have 50 yards. There was a point where he had 4 receptions for like 20. And I was like, what the hell's going on with this guy? We need to get this going, Amon Ra. But yeah, he eventually hit that. So that was good.
Oh, yeah. He had that nice long pass on 4th and 2. And then, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just excited, and then, we talked about our picks. Fish, you surprisingly went against your team last week. And at halftime, I was like, damn, Fish saw something.
Something
happened in that locker room, man.
So I saw two things, right? It's either we lose this and it's awakening the sleeping giant within them, right? We have a new OC who kind of looks like Brian Johnson, who's very passive. It's a lot of feed Barkley, which I get, and it's 1,000 runs a week. But then we do a quick slant. Our receiving core, we don't have Kansas City's receiving core. We actually have good receivers. So it was either going to be one of those things where they come in, they talk their shit, they stomp our throats, and then next week we are like, okay, yeah, you're going to stop calling plays and just stand there and look pretty, and we'll let somebody else call the plays. Being down at half 26-7, I was like, yep, here it is. Feeding Barkley, they know what's going on. The Rams have a good D line, they got a good linebacking core. They understand if we can stop Barkley, Hurts will get his, but we'll be okay. Then they had that weird knuckleball and kickoff. Every time we had a possession, it was back within the first 15 yards of and then we go 3 and out because we like to throw a little cross or a little out route for 3 yards, and then we punt and they get it back on their 50. So in the locker room, something happened. We put in Pryor to fill in for Lane Johnson when he got hurt. We took his ass out immediately and put in Fred Johnson, I believe. And that guy really kind of stood his ground as that great fill in for Lane. But you could tell that the play calling changed. I don't know if someone said, hey, you're done calling plays. I don't know if Sirianni was like, yeah, I think we got AJ and Devonta. Let's go ahead and throw it. I was hoping that would happen, right? It happened a whole half ahead, but it just kind of shows you how deadly and lethal this team can be, even when you do stop Barkley, where we have enough passing receivers out there and great play scheming and play calling, where Hurts is just like Lamar in the ways of he wants to get better as a passer. He doesn't want to be known as that running quarterback, running first quarterback kind of thing. His accuracy has improved over the years, and I think this showcased, hey, yeah, you might stop Barkley, you might stop the run. It's okay. You're not going to stop the pass. But then that also, as we kind of figured up, would open up the run game a little bit more because now they can't stack the box. Now they actually have to worry about guarding Devonta or AJ or even Goddard over the middle. So even Jahan Dotson getting a little active out there. So
yeah,
I'm very happy with how it transpired. Even if we had lost, this would have been the game to lose because they have a chip on the shoulder. They've lost twice already. Saquon had monster games against them. So hopefully next week it transitions into, okay, yeah, let's throw it a little bit more and have that kind of that equal balance, like Nutter says when we're looking at the stats, that 50-50 run pass, right? We can't be 60-70 run, even though you might have the best running back. It doesn't work. Teams will scheme against that. So that's my little thing. I'm very happy with what we saw. The team looks very, very lethal. It looks like I was like, we can win games, but they're not Super Bowl contenders. That team last week looked terrifying. You couldn't stop it, regardless.
Yep.
And the defense looked good too for being so young. So
yeah,
Bay might be the deal.
Yeah. Well, while we're on the topic of the Eagles, I want to be the first to congratulate Antonio Brown on his adopted child because he absolutely made that corner that was covering him his son. He caught
Antonio
the ball.
Brown?
or AJ Brown. My bad.
Oh,
His
okay.
cousin, his actual
I
cousin
thought
in real life.
we don't claim him as a cousin.
Yeah,
I thought
like
he
I
was, I
said.
thought he was tweeting. I thought he was tweeting something during the game.
No, dude.
Oh,
AJ Brown made that guy his son. I forget what his name
yeah.
was, but he caught like a 12-yard curl, turned around, the guy tried to tackle him, he said no, ran over him and then stiff armed him again. So it was an amazing play. I'm glad AJ's finally catching the ball because the NFL's better when he's doing it.
His physical presence is just like he's a strong guy.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
We always talk about, establishing the run so that you can set up play action and everything like that and open up the passing game a little bit more. The Eagles are the opposite. They need to establish the passing game first to then open up the run game because they're expecting, we all know what Saquon can do. We saw what he did last year, especially against the Rams. But it was really nice to see some of those plays and a big man touchdown there at the end, turning the block kick, hit 18.53 miles per hour. That's a fast, heavy man
350
barreling.
pounds. I mean, he's cruising.
That's a Coke machine on wheels going downhill is what that is.
Yeah, dude, he was
nuts.
He was hauling it. But speaking of Eagles defenders, well, former ones at least, Fish's old favorite corner, CJGJ on the Texans, no more. They released him. So can't wait to see what Twitter comes and all this fun stuff. See if who picks him up. But I mean, Texans are a rough spot, man.
Yeah, but I mean, there's right. Look at the Eagles when we had them. It was a lot of talk. I mean, great ball player, right? Safety, great safety, real ball hawk. Always lowered his shoulders. Would like to take the hit, but then you start to realize, okay, you want all this money, but then you're also a cancer in the locker room. So there's got to be other implications as to why one the Texans would sign him to that big deal, but then also out of nowhere, not injury, not in trouble with the police or nothing like that, off field activities. Then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and release you. Something else is going on there. And I'd be curious to see what his tweet stuff is, all this other social media stuff, or if he truly is that guy that's in the locker room not being the greatest support. Because I would tend to believe outside of the contract for the Eagles that his attitude and demeanor does not match what the demeanor is in the locker room now. And you guys, well, I mean, both of you know, playing football, playing hockey, when you have those team sports, well, all it takes is one guy to be that cancerous person in the locker room, and the whole team is done. You could have all stars up there, but if they don't mesh, if it's not a brotherhood, or hey, I would lay my body in line for that guy because I love and respect him, it's not the same. You lose your talent by 50% already because no one's playing for the next guy with you or next to you. They're playing for themselves. And that's what CJ, I think, brought to the table. Again, incredible talent. Don't get me wrong. But in the locker room, sometimes you just need to, like, hey, hush, quiet down, do your thing.
Yeah.
Just keep your mouth shut.
I can only imagine that it had to be directed towards the offense and probably especially CJ. He's been really struggling these first 3 games. He's on the trade block for me in fantasy. We took sophomore slump, junior year decline or whatever. And I just can only imagine what he's been saying to him. And in those moments, that's when you have to have their back and be like, hey man, what can we do to help you? Like, I know you're struggling. We can, you can do this. You got to be that uplifting power instead of just hammering him into the dirt more.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it's not face to face. I'm sure it's just like little comments as he walks by, whatever it may be. But it's the little stuff that's like cool. And that's the last person that you want to lose confidence is your quarterback, your player that touches the ball every offensive snap.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
your leader.
Yeah,
on the offensive side.
Not a good look. Yeah. I would be curious to see who picks him up. I think he's not going to go. I don't think he'll go to a Super Bowl contending team. He'll probably go to some mid-tier, lower-tier team, take the bag, and then kind of disappear.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason he bounced from team to team because he was on the Lions a few years ago.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
And then I think he went to the Eagles after that. But, then talk about signings too. So our favorite big boy, Desmond Watson, has been re-signed by the Bucs on their practice squad. So Bucs play the Eagles coming up this week, and one can't help but think, are they, trying to stop the tush push? No, I don't think so.
No, look, you're not going to stay. He's a big boy, a lot up front. That offensive line is way too athletic, way
Mm-hmm.
too big themselves. We played against a couple kids that were large in high school.
Mm-hmm.
It was easy with anyone that was a little athletic to swim around them, essentially grab them, throw them on the ground, use their gravity against them. They're not bringing them up just for the tush push. It's not going to happen. It would take him 5 minutes to run out onto the field before we snap it. So it's not going to happen. I'm very happy that his story continues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I know a couple weeks ago they let him go and we're like, well, that's it. Like he's doing the activities to lose weight and is trying to get better, which his college coaches should have been doing that and kind of
Yeah.
forecasting like, hey, you could go to the pros. Let's kind of slim you down a little bit, right?
I mean, look at the state of Florida right now. There's a reason. Unfortunately,
Right.
Florida's just not what they used to be.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's good that he got picked up, signed the practice squad, so now he can continue playing, living out his dream, playing football, and then getting to the appropriate weight, and then
Yeah.
we'll eventually see him on the field on a snap count, but at least playing the game that he loved. So,
Yep.
it reminds me of the Terrence Cody thing. I mean, he was a big guy in college. The Ravens tried it at nose tackle. It worked a little bit till people were like, "Oh, I'm just going to hit you from the left side and then watch you fall, and then I'm going to immediately just go ahead and block someone else." So
Yeah.
it didn't work out for them. It's not going to work out now, especially not to take the push out of the way. Honestly, I don't think you could line up 5 sumo wrestlers. I don't think they're stopping it, to be honest. So
I don't know, man. Sumo wrestlers, that's their whole thing, is center of gravity and pushing.
Jordan Mailata, that's it. That's all I need to say. So it's a good thing.
Fair enough.
This is just fan fiction, but if that is what the Buccaneers are doing, I hope he wears like number 3 or something, just the single digit number on this giant jersey.
That is
awesome.
But
double zero, like Janumbo.
Yeah. The God, who's the Bucks head coach? Name escapes me.
Todd
Is
Bowles.
it Todd Bowles? Yeah. He said that they came, they brought him for a workout. He looked real good. He has lost a good bit of weight. I think he had been down 30 pounds from that 464 he was at the combine. And yeah, no, I am in agreement with you there, Fish. It's really good to see his story continue.
Yeah.
Especially watching the clips of him at training camp. You could tell he was pissed. He was trying. He just looked sad, standing there watching other people live out his dream. And he wanted to do it, and he put his mind to it, and apparently that's where we're at. So good on him. I hope to see him maybe not this week, but next week or the week after out there for the Bucks.
Yeah, the tweet I saw, and shame Adam Schefter for this, Bucks signed 449 pounds nose tackle. Like, why'd you have to put his weight in there? Like, just say that they signed Desmond Watson.
Yeah, just put his name up there. I get it. That was the big story, was his weight, but come on, man.
Between him and Vea, that would be 800 pounds that they would have to push
That's a
through,
lot of man.
with just 2 guys. So Landon Dickerson would hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would, absolutely.
So, but then got some unfortunate injury news here.
Yeah.
So 49ers, man, something's still going around. Nick Bosa tore his ACL. I don't mean to smile about it. Sorry.
So
that was bad. But he's out for the season. Brock Purdy's still kind of up in the air with the turf toe, but I don't think they're going to rush him back. Mac Jones has not looked horrible. The one thing that I will say about the 49ers is the system that's out there is pretty much plug and play. We saw it last year with the running backs. We're seeing it this year. I mean, Mac Jones, when he was in the Patriots, looked horrible. Didn't improve Jacksonville, but now is out there winning games, or a game at least. So hopefully they can stay healthy and try to make a playoff push for that team. And then double running back whammy this week. Najee Harris is out for the season with an Achilles injury, and then I'm not sure on what James Conner's was, but his was pretty nasty. I actually saw that happen. He got hit high and low at the same time, and you never want to see that. They didn't even show the replay, thankfully. but he is also done for the year. So I know Marion Hampton stepped in there, had a really, really solid game. I think he over 20 points in fantasies, catching the ball out of the backfield. He's running the ball well, which is good for O'Marion managers, but he's unavailable. Trade for him if you want. If not, pick up his backup, Haskins.
Hassan Haskins is who Zoltowski's saying. Yeah, Amari
Thank
Hampton
you.
is owned in 100% of leagues right now. Hassan Haskins, I believe we looked earlier, he's only rostered in 11%, and these are all sleeper numbers, by the way. The other option for running back out there is for the Cardinals, and that's Trey Benson, but he's also rostered in 97% of leagues right now. So
yes, Trey Benson. This is his final, like, this is his moment, right?
Yes.
We look, James Conner, year in, year out, he gets some type of injury where there's a couple weeks he's out for a little bit, whatever it may be. This is a substantial, not saying this is a good thing, but for Trey Benson managers who people have, myself included, have been sitting and waiting for him to finally take the reins outside of a week or two where he's like, oh, yeah, I'll get 15 touches and not really be able to showcase his capabilities, right? This guy's 6'1", 220 with 4.4 speed. He's got the athletic build to receive things out of the backfield, but also take it up north-south, running the rock. So this is a great time for him to showcase, hey, I'm here. You guys drafted me to kind of take this lead role. Now's the time. Now's my opportunity. So I know I'm starting him in every league that I have him in, just for the simple fact that Kyler's got to lean on somebody, and it can't always be Trey McBride. And honestly, Marvin Harrison, that drop, it's
horrible.
so up and down with this guy. Like college, and we've seen college players be dominant, and then Trent Richardson just not transition into the NFL. Trent Richardson can't find the hole, but
is he too good?
But it's just one of those things where they had a number one. He 1 week he does incredible, and then the next week he drops an easy pass, right? So they have to. Oh, I want to take a drink too. Everybody else take a drink. I'll take a drink. Hold on.
Yeah, that was bad drop there, real bad.
But this is Trey Benson's time. If you managers that have been sitting on him, start him. There's no downside to this because there's no one backing him up outside of that DeMario guy or whatever. He's like 5'2", 110 pounds. So
yeah, Amari DeMarcado.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
That's a fun name.
Yeah, for Benson, I mean, it's been a small sample size this year, but he's averaging 6 yards a carry right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's only been, what is that, 11, 21 carries, but still.
Yeah, I mean, that's a game's worth of carries.
Yeah. It's a lot of carries, Jerry.
Yeah.
It's a lot of carries, Jerry.
So I just got one quick question for you guys on the James Conner situation. He is 30 years old. Do you think he comes back from this?
Yeah.
He might, just because like Derrick Henry, so like he got such a late start. He was a late bloomer in the NFL. He didn't come in and play right away for Pittsburgh. He sat behind Lev Bell for a while. It's just been classified as a foot injury right now, so I don't know if it's like a Liz Frank or if it's something different, but I think he'll come back and he'll be able to regain what he's had before. He's come back from injuries in the past, but we all know how that goes when you get older.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you look at all now, right? You got Nick Chubb, Mixon. You got all these guys that keep getting hurt that are almost approaching that 30 threshold. As long as it's not, hey, I just blew out both my knees, everything's torn in him, he'll come back. He'll play for another year or two. Again, if Trey Benson performs, I don't see James Conner stepping back into that lead role. I can see him being that third down back where if you need a yard, absolutely give him the rock. He'll get you that yard or that goal line stand, which would suck for Benson. But, I mean, if they're saying foot injury, we've seen what foot injury means, right? It's a hangnail to, he just tore everything in his foot. So until we see the official report, it's just going to be so hard to tell. But I think he comes back. He's still young enough. And like Nut said, he got a late bloom to it.
Right,
so really, he's got another... I mean, you could treat him like he's 28. He's still got a few years left in the tank to be that lead back still. So
yeah. All right.
But let's get on to our fantasy zeros. We'll just do this quickly. I'm going to start off.
That's an interesting one. It's
Isaiah
very
Pacheco.
Yep.
Yeah.
Washed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Although
Man, it's like someone told you this last week.
He did score a season high. The Chiefs are just bad.
Yeah.
There's nothing they can do right now until Rashee Rice comes back, until Xavier Worthy's on the field.
I don't think it's going to help them that much, but that's fine.
Yeah, it will.
Rashee Rice will help.
For sure.
Rashee Rice will help a lot. And as soon as Kelsey, we're past the time, gets his head out of his ass and starts catching the football and running the right route, he might be okay too. But right now, it's not looking good for the Chiefs.
No.
And I can't believe I'm going to say this. I feel bad for Patrick Mahomes. He just, he's doing all he can out there. And it's just...
I don't.
I do. It's right, because you don't. It's the same thing with Tom Brady, right? Tom Brady was such a dominating force. People were like, you either love him or you hate him, and you love him because you're a Patriot fan. You hate him because he's just so goddamn good that you're like, oh, okay, cool. He's gonna win another Super Bowl. He's a dominating factor. It's the same thing with Patty, right? Patty's an incredible quarterback. His wife and his brother suck ass. And that's why
brother's a horrible human being.
This guy's doing TikToks on a memorial service at the football field. It's bad. It's a bad look. And also, he's 6'10". Just go play basketball or badminton or something.
Yeah.
Go do something.
Or suit up.
Once Rice comes back, once he gets his first sure over the middle, let me get my possession receiver back. Once Xavier Worthy comes back from the injury that Travis gave him because his head's in his ass, that team looks different. Now, they've never been I'm going to run it 4 times in a row because they have a $500 million contract at quarterback. You're going to get him the opportunities, right? So I think the team will get better. The defense is okay, but it also doesn't help when they have 16 3 and outs in a game. We all know the greatest defense out there. If you only have 5 minutes of offense and 28 minutes of defense, someone's going to score on you. The score is going to look different. So if they can get Rice back, which we're coming up on that time, he had a 6-week time limit. We're entering week 4? So
is he out of jail yet?
I don't even know. I haven't heard anything about it. He might not be in it. Honestly, you might take the last weekend and go, yeah, I think today's day. And just stroll on in there. Work an 8-hour shift and head out. So yeah, it's Pacheco. Pacheco, he needs to get out and go somewhere that appreciates running backs.
Yeah, he does.
Too damn hard to not be used.
That's all I saw Sunday night as I was watching him run routes, run the ball when the 10 times he got it. It's like the guy wants to play and wants to play well, and they're just not giving him the ball. And then Kareem Hunt vultures a touchdown, whatever. My pick didn't work, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, no, it just doesn't. Their O-line didn't look the best either. Hopefully they can kind of shore that up because the Giants were getting some pressure on Patty. I mean, Chris Collins would really, really like to watch Patty dance in the pocket and out of the pocket. He drew a lot of lines and talked about TikTok dances.
There's a few lines, a couple little bumps there. It's just Chris Collinsworth's an idiot.
Dude, I get him off. Get him off the broadcasting, please.
I honestly get any Dallas announcer out because all they do is they shit everyone else and they love Dallas and Patty. Just go away. And honestly, who's the old Dallas quarterback? We just saw him Monday night.
Tony Romo?
No.
Oh,
the other guy. Yeah,
Troy
he looks like he's having trouble taking a shit. That guy's vein always pops out and his face is constantly red. Brother, breathe. It's okay. It'll be fine. Just pass through it.
He's the one that says all the sexual innuendos.
Yeah, I tell you.
Yeah, he does.
He's a little frustrated. So
also, just give me Kirk every game. Kirk and Peter. Give me Kirk and his dog, and I'm a happy man.
No, you got a few more here. Those interesting.
Yeah, go ahead, go for it.
Reminder: Stevenson is still just fumbling the ball. So hopefully it's time for more Travion Henderson because he's the spark that offense needs. Malik Neighbors, we already talked about him. Michael Penix Jr., we all got this notification Sunday. It said Michael Penix has been benched for Kirk Cousins, in parentheses, bad. That's all it said. So that was the Michael Penix news on Sunday. And then
got out against the Panthers.
This one's for my team. Where in the hell is Dylan Sampson? And why is Jerome Ford on the field? Get that guy off the field. He catches the ball, and then he turns upfield. And you know what step he takes? He doesn't take
out of bounds.
One. He just doesn't take one. He waits for the defender to come to him, and then it's either a 2-yard gain to the flat, or it's a 4-yard loss because Flacco threw him behind him. Get him out. Get Dylan Sampson back in, who balled out week 1. I don't know why the hell Jerome Ford is in the game. Let the rookies play. The rookies are cooking for the Browns right now. And I want to knock on wood because it seems like every rookie's playing well for the Browns, which just never happened. So get him out. Get Sampson in. Stop playing Jerome Ford. He's triple ass. I'll say it. Get him out.
And could have signed Chubb for $2 million, by the way. Don't forget.
Yeah, he's not a pass catcher, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. Fish, go with yours. You got a good list here.
Yeah, I got a laundry list here. Maybe we keep going on, but just a few notable guys that we talked about already. Josh Jacobs. And most of these guys, I believe, finished all under 10 points, right? For their status and where we drafted them, they are fantasy zeros for me because these are guys that are in your lineup that you expect to produce to help you win each week. So Josh Jacobs for me. Jameis Williams was a little disappointing. Keon Coleman, who started out really hot. Marvin Harrison, again, with that huge drop last week, they just can't find the rhythm together. Miss Patty has also made the list. I think he finished with 13 points, might be the highest one on this list. But Vlad, the first 2 weeks, has produced like old Miss Patty, even with the shit that they have with him. It's just a rough looking thing. He can get anything running on the ground, nothing through the air. It was tough to look. Barkley, obviously, we knew that the Rams were going to stop the run. They got a very lethal front seven. They showcased it already. So, not panicking on Barkley. It's just different scheming. Zay Flowers, that guy got 38,000 receptions the first 2 weeks. I put him in my lineup. He gets 2. So, that guy screwed me. Again, where the Ravens put up 1,000 points, and you're like, ha! Somebody's got to catch the ball. And
Mark Andrews caught the ball.
You're thinking, not Mark Andrews.
Good.
Yeah, no, I'm really glad
it was Mark Andrews.
That game.
Lamar also did get sacked 7 times in that game.
Yeah.
Very true. That's just, but, Zay Flowers is a quick guy. Just a quick little slant. Let him do yak. Atlanta offense outside of Bijan. Even Bijan had a little struggling day. I don't believe the hype of Michael Penix being benched because he's bad or whatever. They were down by 30 with like 5 minutes left on the fourth. Hooper could have came in and played and said, "Yeah, I got benched for Hooper." So don't believe that. One that was kind of surprising, actually, the last 3 that are surprising to me. Ashton Genty just hasn't performed up to where they drafted him. A lot of people are saying, "Yeah, you could have probably gotten him later in the first, second, mid tier." We know that good running backs, good players, they go to these awful teams, which they have 0 established O-line, no quarterback, receivers that are washed. We've seen that so far with Vegas. I think he'll find his running, but it might be one of the situations where it might be another Trent where there might have been a little too much hype on him. Can't believe the college stats all the time. Yeah. Another guy, Brian Thomas Jr., which Mac Jones had no problem finding him late last year, essentially all over the field. It just seems to either not be able to catch it, is a little worrisome, whatever it may be, for where people drafted him. That sucks ass, let me tell you. And then last but not least, CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb, this is more on the coaching staff. Your coaching staff is a bunch of idiots. Why would you have your multi-billion-dollar wide receiver number 1, arguably top 5 in the NFL? Since he came in the league to the future, you're gonna have him line up in the backfield. That's stupid. When you have a dominating force at running back, another dominating force at running back, and then I don't know, line Tolbert back there. Anyone else, or Turpin.
Yeah.
Somebody else. Don't risk the 2 to 8 yard gain. And then he rolls his ankles, which we saw, and now he might be out for the next 4 weeks. That's stupid on your part. Like, yeah, you picked up George Pickens in the offseason, that's great, But this offense has also kind of struggled recently with a defense that's done decently. Now you lost your number one for the next 4 possible weeks. That's stupid. Why would you line your number one up there? He's not a Debo Samuel. He's not a big, tough to bring down guy. He's a nimble guy.
Yeah.
Don't risk the injury.
I was about to say the same thing. He's not built like Debo. He's not built like Anquan Bolden. He needs to be out there. Let him run free.
Let him run his routes.
He's gonna beat you on the routes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stupid.
That's dumb.
On that part,
dude. The craziest person on your list to me is Jameson Williams, because he started the game with 2 giant catches, and then he didn't see anything else the rest of the game. So I don't know.
Because they fed the ball to both their running backs. 98% of the time.
Yeah, they ran for great, but 200. A ton of yards last night. I mean, the Ravens could not stop the run. That's what it was. And then JMO's brother was on Snapchat talking shit about Terry Arnold too. So that's a great look. I love that.
So random.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why that guy?
Why
no idea. He was in the stands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's lined up against the number one, but apparently getting beat by a wide receiver one is the worst thing in the world. Like, these are the best guys on the team. You're going to get beat by them. It's fine. I've got one here. It's kind of a compilation. We talked about it a little bit earlier. The Cincinnati Bengals, just as a whole, the whole team. Jake Browning, Jamar T, Noah Fant fumbled it. God, it was an awful showing. The Vikings defense scored 36 points if you're in a defense league. From Sleeper, Isaiah Rodgers had 37 on his own.
Yeah.
With a pick six and a scoop and store. Yeah.
I miss him.
Yeah. So the big question is, Bengals fans, is it time to throw the season away and try again next year? I say no. I think the biggest thing here is, you go into Denver this week. Denver's a good football team. Yeah, they're 1-2, but they've lost every game they've lost has been close, both on last second field goals. I think if they show up and they look like they don't want to be there and they're just done with the year, then yeah, I sell your tickets, get the hell out of there. Don't go to the games. Zach Taylor might get fired, but if they come out and you can tell, hey, they're doing what they can with what they got, then hold on to hope. Maybe it's not all lost. Maybe Jake Browning can find something. Carson Wentz did. Carson Wentz looked halfway decent. So, you guys' thoughts? I know that's your favorite team, not so.
They're not stopping Cortland Sutton, right? And
no, they're going to lose the game. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. They're going to lose against the Broncos. It's how bad are they going to lose against the Broncos?
I know. It's just there's no way that you have. Chase Brown had 10 rushes for 3 yards last week. I know we joke around. 10 attempts for 3 yards. I would be a little askew not to say that one of us, at least
no, 100%. You give me the ball, I'll get you 3 yards and 10 carries.
Look, with that offense, this is Jake's official hey, this is the first time I'm going to start this year and going forward. I'm assuming that we're going to knock the cobwebs off, right? I'm sure that they had different game plans, different schemes, just catered to Jake, opposed from Burrow. I just think that the team, the chemistry, the ego, not the ego so much, but the morale is a little defeated, right? Where you sign 2 of your best receivers, you got a young running back, offense is looking nice. And then, Super Bowl chances, defense, you got your defensive guy way too early. And then you're like, Joe goes out, and it's like, well, shit. Here we go again. Who do is there even worth playing? So it's just, I think they get on track eventually. You got to force feed your best players, but I don't know, man. It's looking rough out there for them.
Yeah, it's not looking good. And so what I've heard too, though, is I think that offense is just catered to Joe. He wants to run 5 wide all the time. Yeah, that's what he wants to do. Which he's good at it. Joe's a great quarterback, but I don't think they had a backup plan for if he were to go out. And I think that's what they're going to struggle with the next couple weeks.
Which is crazy if they didn't have a backup plan because of how frequently he goes out.
I mean, look at that organization as a whole, especially, upper management and then probably the coaches as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't go to Madden, filter offensive linemen, filter the biggest guys out there, and then just say, okay, don't care where we draft them, we're drafting these 5 guys, and then you put them in the team. I just don't. That's your chance of winning a Super Bowl, right? Jamar goes out, that sucks, right? Still a possibility. T goes out, that sucks, but it's not as bad as losing Jamar, right? Same thing with Chase. Those guys, in layman's terms, are replaceable. Your quarterback, who's supposed to carry you through, takes every snap of the offense, who is very, very good, is not as easily replaceable as everyone thinks, right? I'm not sold on, like, I'm not done with Jake Browning. I'm still on that train. I think he'll come out of it, right? I mean, I think the Vikings just played out of their goddamn minds. Isaiah Rodgers is like, all right, dude, we didn't do that last year at all. I mean, you were getting burned, but that's okay. So it's going to be a long season with the Bengals. I would be curious when we do our midseason drafts to see where placement wise where a lot of these teams lie if we do knock them down a tier. But you never know. A team can catch fire and then win the next 3 games. You're like, I don't understand how they beat Denver, Kansas City, and the Eagles. Nothing makes sense. But then lose to the Panthers by 45. So
yeah,
we said it earlier this year. This season's a weird season to begin with. Things are still unraveling, and it's still only week 3, right? We're not expecting every team to be 3-0 or 0-3. So there's still implications. We knew that they would have some rough stuff. It's just we didn't expect Joe to go down so early. So it's a weird one. It's weird. So,
but let's talk about some positivity.
I love positivity.
Some guys that really helped
Positivity.
us almost win for myself because I lost every matchup this week. But
yeah, I beat you. I came back.
Yeah, you did. Anyways, we're gonna get into our fantasy heroes. So I'm gonna start first because it's kind of piggybacking off of what Fish just said there. So, what a difference a quarterback makes in a player's career. Mm-hmm. You've got Daniel Jones there in Indianapolis, Indiana Jones, who's able to stretch the defense, open things up for my fantasy hero this week, and that's going to be Jonathan Taylor. He was projected 18.63 points, came out with a total of 32.8 points on 17 attempts. He had 102 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, and he went 3 for 4 with 16 yards receiving. So Jonathan Taylor is pretty much recapturing the magic he did when he initially came into the league. He's proving himself as yet again one of the better young running backs. Notice I said young there. And although he is in his 5th year, he's still only 26 years old until January 19th. Mm-hmm. So it seems like he's been in the league forever. It seems like he'd be like 28 to 30, but he's still young. With what Daniel Jones and the Colts are able to do through the air, it's really opened up things for him, and I see him probably having this, not this much success, but you could probably bank in on him on having 17 to 25 points every week going forward. Just because of how well the Colts are playing. They're a well-oiled machine that no one, including us, thought that they were going to have. Boys, they have to lose 12 out of the next 14 games for our prediction to be right, and I just don't think that's going to happen. So
Daniel Jones is playing very well. Again, one of those situations, one of those stories that we talk about where teams draft them early, they get put on these bad teams, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we're done with you. We're going to cut you, trade you away. You are worthless here. And then they go to a halfway decent team with all the correct pieces, and all of a sudden they have a blossoming career. It's like Sam Darnold, kind of hoping that Anthony Richardson, they go, yeah, we're good with you, dump him off, and then he goes to like the Jets and becomes accurate at 30%. I don't know. But they're doing wonderful things over in Indy. It's good to see Jonathan Taylor kind of had that spice back to his run game again when he came in the league. It was so lackluster. And then a couple games you see like a big boom, you're like, okay, I miss seeing that Jonathan Taylor. And then you see the quarterback that they have throw 3 interceptions. You're like, that sucks. They're down by 30 already. So I mean that team is well coached right now. They're hot. They're hot. It's a weird
Yep.
season, and
They're
that
on
team is hot.
fire.
We love it.
This week is a big test for him. Going to LA to play the Rams. I think this will be really. It's early, obviously. It's not make or break, but this will really show if hey, this is the trend that's going to continue, or if it was just all a fluke for the first 3 weeks of the season.
It'd be a good test.
Yeah.
I got the Rams going on that one though. I think Rams a little.
I'll talk about it later, but
I like it.
well, you know the owner's actually been down there with a headset on, like listening in and trying to learn, and that's awesome. I love that.
Little Ursay.
Little Ursay, Jim Irsay's daughter's out there. That's great. Just they want to win, and I mean it's a culture of fun team to watch, which is awesome.
She's locked in, dude. I've never seen an owner like maybe the Falcons owner, but she's locked in.
Yeah,
that's how it's supposed to be done, right?
Yeah.
Not Jerry talking shit about his own players and then cutting them. Like it's like
where am I?
There, but not only like is she down there being with the players, but like you said, wearing the headset, just learning about the game and trying to adapt to the changes. And
I don't think she needs to. I don't think she needs to learn about the game. I mean, she's been around it her whole life, but just that involvement is awesome to see. But Fish, I'm going to go next if you don't mind, because I also have a running back.
Take it over, man.
So this week, and I wrote this on Sunday night, late after the game, before Monday night happened, but I'm still keeping it the same because I didn't want to be called a homer by this guy over here. But I'm going with. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Why don't you go root for the Bengals? I know your shirts, all that brown stuff is for show. Because you were cried when Joe Burrow got hurt. I was there in person. But I'm going with Cam, as I'm calling him, the animal Scatabo from the New York Giants. Projected to get 10.16 points. Scored 24.1, 60 yards on 10 carries with 1 rushing touchdown, 6 catches on 8 targets for 61 yards. So he led the team in targets, receptions, and receiving yards, which is a wild stat with Malik Neighbors being there. He's averaging 3.18 yards after contact, and he's not afraid of it. We've all seen those clips on TikTok, on Facebook, on ESPN about how he's looking for it. And Tyrone Tracy dislocated his shoulder. He's going to be out this week, maybe another week after that. He's going to see more usage, especially because, they know that Malik's a threat. They're going to probably double him or have a shadow there. So, and I wrote this again before we got the news that Jackson Dart was starting, but, they're going to try and ease him into it, I think, and run the ball a little bit more. But I said that the fact that Russ throws an interception every time he throws this ball more than 10 yards doesn't help either. So, but he's looked great. In the past 2 weeks, especially against, the Chiefs. He's picking up blocks as well. There was one where they were sending a guy off the edge. He comes in and literally just throws himself into whoever number 90 is on the Chiefs defense. And this man hits the ground and is like clutching his chest and stomach because he got hit so hard. He is really fun to watch. He was fun to watch at Arizona State. And I'm excited to see what he does. I can't wait till he actually leaves the Giants and goes to a good team that coaches well and uses their running backs like Saquon did when he went to the Eagles. We all saw what he did the year after. I think we even joked about it in the group chat. There's no way Scatabo runs for 2,000 yards next year, is there? Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm very, very excited that I pulled him off my taxi squad and started him this week.
He reminds me of Mike Allstott and Peyton Hillis. I don't know if it's just purely a race thing.
He's a halfback. Man. He's a halfback with a fullback attitude.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I wonder how many helmets in his lifetime he's headbutted with no other helmet on. Like guys coming off the sideline like, yeah, let's go. Like I'm sure
that number's definitely in the double digits for sure. Might even be the triple.
For sure.
Yeah, no, he's
awesome
awesome
to watch. I was skeptical when he came into the league. I was like, oh, this guy's just going to be, he's not going to be able to do what he did in college. So far, he's doing pretty well. But Fish, he
wants to run through a motherfucker's face.
He does. Fish, you got a guy nobody saw coming
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if we'll
Yeah,
ever see it again.
I don't know. I don't know either. My pick is a wild one. Not relevant to anyone that's in an 8-man, a 10-man, 12-man, 14, 16, 20-man league. This is a guy that you're like, yeah, I got 4 injuries and 2 defenses. The hell with it, send this guy in there. He's projected 4.1 points on a really, really bad team, which they didn't really have an established number one. So I'm going to go with Trey Tucker. Again, projected 4.1. His actual points in normal format for, I think, for Dynasty is what I looked at. It was 36.9 points. Finished the night with 8 receptions on 9 targets for 149 yards and 3 touchdowns. Something to kind of keep in mind here now in those deeper leagues where we're not putting up 130, 140, 170 points a week. Maybe sometimes it might be tough to put up 100. Guess what? This guy just hit 33% of your target. So for those of you who have him and the very, very small percentage who started him, rostered in 59% of the leagues everywhere in Sleeper, and only 4% started him, assuming that those are guys that are like, I don't really know how to play football. I'm just going to go ahead and keep this guy in there. It looks cool. Um, he is currently listed on the depth chart as wide receiver 3. 100% cashed out his opportunities with an insanely struggling offense, which, by the way, their number one is Jacoby Myers, who earlier in the season requested a trade because he thought he was tough shit and thought he was a number one and could start anywhere. Brother, that's not it. You're not it. Their number two, I think he played with the Patriots forever ago. Well, not forever ago, but Dante Thornton is
Different Thornton. He's a rookie.
is it a different one?
Yeah.
Is it his
There's
brother?
like
Okay,
8
cool.
Thorntons in the league right
I
now,
was
but
gonna
yeah.
say because I remember Bosom saying Thornton
I
Tin.
think
So
that's the one that catches every third deep ball that Patrick Mahomes throws him. I think that's
okay,
that's
yeah.
that one.
Okay, got it, yeah. That makes more sense. So Thornton is the number two. We know that, and we talked about it a little earlier. Aston Genty just really hasn't gotten up to speed yet. I think it will happen eventually, but we know that that offense is not the greatest. They've got good enough names to make them relevant, but nothing outstanding. The only outstanding name that we could really talk about would be Brock Bowers, but he came off that injury a little while ago. He really only had a modest target share this past week against Washington, which is kind of surprising. Where we keep talking about feeding your best players. Brock, what is it? Yeah, Brock Bowers. I don't say Brock Purdy. Brock Bowers is their best player by far.
Oh
Right? We
yeah.
saw the production they had last year.
Yeah.
We see Dallas talking about Jake Ferguson, which we'll get into later. You feed your best players. You got Kraft with Green Bay. They're feeding their tight ends just a little bit more. That was a guy that they constantly fed it last year and had a lot of success with it. So I don't know if that injury is still lingering or Gino's back there. They're trying to share the ball with everybody else, whatever it may be. Uh, although they did lose 21-41, it's nice to know that Trey Tucker, the wide receiver 3 on that team, which could become with a big question mark of who the hell was the number one, caught all 3 of those touchdowns that led to the 21 points. So for a guy that isn't managed in many leagues, didn't start, is not a big name, is probably still out there on waivers, for a guy to produce with what Gino gave him with such efficiency and just kind of waltz into the end zone with great catches might be something to kind of target and look into, just kind of stash. Because again, this team offensively, weapon wise, wide receiver wise, Jacoby Myers is not the number one. We know this. We've seen this happen before. Thornton is not the number two. I thought he was a different guy. Might be worth a stash, especially with his size. As he's like 5'8" or 5'9", but he's quick. And guess what? All the passes that they did with him, quick little slants, a couple little overs. I mean, he was open. He's got decent route running. So just kind of put it on someone's radar. If you started him, congrats. He probably just won you the week. So
Yeah, I'm looking at him right now on Sleeper. He's by the way, first of all, UC legend Trey Tucker played at Cincinnati. So, did not realize his snap percentage from week 1 to week 4 or week 3, 90, 91, 94. So if he's finally starting to get those targets, he's on the field all the time essentially. That's That's not a bad shout.
I gotta throw it to somebody.
And he might keep it going. I mean, the only thing that worries me, like you said, is he's fragile. He's 5'8", 182. He's not the typical build you see from a receiver. That's more like Thornton, who's 6'5", 205 that you're going to see out there. But, I mean, if they get him the ball in space like that they did this week, who knows?
We saw 21 points from him. So, I don't know.
Wild. In the boys, it's 40.9.
Yeah, in the full PPR league, he's 40.9 this week.
Yeah. Wide receiver number 4 in sleeper.
Yeah.
That's insane.
But let's get on to our starts of the week. Hopefully, guys, we'll talk about his fantasy heroes next week. And, boys, I need to go first. I've had 2 rough weeks. Ricky Pearsall, week 1. Actually, I've had 3 rough weeks. David Njoku, Ricky Pearsall, and then
if you have this guy, don't start him. Whatever Nutter says, don't start him, bench him, trade him away.
No, I'm hopefully going to go with what is going to be a layup this week. And the reason he's my start of the week, people might have a little bit of confidence issues in Breece Hall right now. Because he's been underwhelming the past 2 weeks. He was underwhelming all of last year. It seemed like his carries were way down last year. But Breece Hall is going to be my start of the week. The Jets played Buffalo and Tampa Bay the last 2 games, both without Justin Fields to an extent. So, are you laughing at my voice crack?
Yeah, Jets.
Thank you. So when you're playing against high-powered offenses like that and you fall behind in games, game script is going to take over, and the running back position is going to be the group that is going to see the hardest drop in production there. Unless they're a pass catcher, which Breece really isn't that much. I mean, he's been used a little bit, but last week the Jets went down early against the Bucs. In the third quarter, the score was 23-6. The Jets did put a little comeback out there, but Tyrod Taylor threw the ball 36 times. Hall only had 13 total touches the entire game. In that low volume, it's going to be hard for any running back not named David Montgomery to have any sort of fantasy relevance. So this week, the Jets play the Dolphins. I believe it's one of the Monday night doubleheader games. And the Dolphins have a slew of problems. And one of those problems is going to be their ability to stop the run. They're currently ranked 28th in the league at rushing yards allowed. They're also the worst in the league at giving up points. They've let go 97 points already, and it's just been week 3. So I don't think the Jets are going to go down early to the Dolphins. I don't think game script is really going to be a factor negatively. It could be a factor positively where maybe the Jets get up early, and then Breece Hall is going to be the one to close it out, both him and Braylon Allen. But Breece Hall is going to be the one to get probably the bulk of the work. He's the one that's got the snap percentage. So if you got Breece Hall, have confidence to start him this week. I'm starting him. So we'll see how he goes. I need a good one this week, boys. I just need it.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You might have just jinxed yourself all year after last week's one. That was rough, buddy.
Hey, even Jason Garrett said what I said, though. The Chiefs need to establish the run. Jason Garrett said that. I know Fish has his feelings about Jason Garrett, but NFL coach.
What team's he coaching now?
NBC at the night, Football Night in America.
Got it.
Fish, tell me about your guy.
Yeah, no problem. Speaking of Dallas, because Jason Garrett's also an idiot and is a puppet for the glory hole guy. But I'm going to go with the guy that I am starting over a good amount of my flex positions. If you have him in the league or if he's out there on waivers, I know we talk about tight ends being, very few that are elite, and then you have others that kind of, fillers. Jake Ferguson has gotten an alarming amount of targets and has done everything with it. We know that CD on dumb coaching went out. Could be out for the next 4 weeks. We know that they have George Pickens, who will step in that number 1 role, with Turpin and a few others that kind of lay in there behind on the receiving core. Dak, the last couple of weeks, has really looked into these quick little dump passes over the middle, which are really cute. And then you look and you're like, oh shit, he got 1 catch for 5 yards, just 1 catch for 6 yards. And then you kind of slowly add things up. In week 2, he had 9 receptions. Jake Ferguson, by the way, who has 0 other competition at tight end. Jake Ferguson. In week 2 had 9 receptions for 78 yards. And then this past week had an alarming amount of 13 receptions on 14 targets for 82 yards. The yardage there isn't sexy by any means, but if you're in a PPR league, that's 9 points, and then 7, and then his 13 points to his 8 as well on yardage alone. So the big boom factor, play factor, isn't really there for him. They're not going to have him like a Kyle Pitts or a Kraft who's going to go ahead and streak down the field and catch a deep ball. He's not known for that, and that's okay. He's a big physical body that's slow, who can catch it and then kind of dump it over the middle. With that being said, even though that the receptions might be only 5 yards, again, it's the ticky tackiness, which I love. We know that Dallas's offense has looked good recently, especially with Javonte Williams kind of having that big chip on his shoulder, bleeding that run game, who looks dangerous too. George Pickens is starting to get in the mix as well. That Dallas offense looks good. Defense is a little shaky, but something kind of also keep in mind that with the amount of targets and receptions that Jake Ferguson has had, week 2 he had 73% snap count. This past week, where he had 13 receptions, he only had 57% of the shares. Don't know where the other 57% are going, but it's not to a tight end. So just something to kind of keep in mind. They are playing Green Bay, who did insanely lose to the Browns on a very good defense. Something I do kind of want to highlight and point out. We know that Green Bay, they're going to have to establish the run with Jacobs, kind of get that going in motion. Then the receiving game will kind of come up and about. Green Bay, although the defense is very good, they're very susceptible to the tight end position, right? And hear me out on this one, okay? Zach Ertz in week 2 tallied 18 points fantasy. He had 6 receptions on 64 yards and a touchdown. Zach Ertz, old man Zach Ertz. This past week, given up, and another he probably should have picked Njoku and Fannin, combined they gave up 14.5 points. That's on a minimal target share to both those tight ends, which Ferguson has already equally made that up to and is becoming the outlet and the safety valve for Dak over the middle to get that short yardage to then make a play, either running up the middle or using that play action pass. So just want to say, I'm starting him over. God, who's that? Who's that Bears receiver who's supposed to be DJ Moore? I'm starting him over DJ Moore. Honestly, probably Breece Hall, because now that Nutter picked him, he's probably going to do nothing. I'm starting 2 tight ends if I can pick up Jake or if I've had him stashed. My flex players aren't that good. I know I can probably get a top 5 NFL tight end fantasy-wise out of Jake Ferguson this week, who will probably outscore my bench by a good 8 to 10 points, depending. So that's my fantasy hero this week, and possibly hero next week. Always a hero in my heart, but that's my go-to. I like the tight end. We've seen minimal tight end usage recently over the last few years. Now we're kind of seeing that uptick again. It's good to see tight ends get a little love out there, except for Mark Andrews, piece of shit. But that's besides the fact.
Did he catch 2 touchdowns last night?
Yeah, and looked good. He just looked good. And
he shook off the yips from that playoff, but wonder.
He looked real good last night.
Yeah.
So I start him this coming week, and then he goes, "Yeah, I don't remember how to play football anymore."
He and Lamar were the only things that looked good on the Ravens there. But no, I like it. Good pick. That 57% snap and that many points is insane.
A lot of targets on that minimal snap count.
Yeah, and that's a pretty much slam dunk, I think there. Nutter, no comment. Don't jinx us.
Don't say anything.
But I'm gonna go to mine. 2 for 3 this year. Gonna try and go 3 for 4. Mine's a little interesting here. So I'm going with the rookie, going on the other side with Green Bay. I'm gonna go with Matthew Golden this week. So we all saw what happened on Sunday with Green Bay. A huge disappointing loss there in Cleveland. And Dallas's defense is, what is so funny?
You're just bragging at your picks. My grandma could have picked to start Trey Mason. Or
Trey Mason. Who's Trey Mason?
There's Jordan Mason.
He was only projected to get like 9 or 10 points, buddy.
Yeah, but
he got 22.
It's funny that Zoltowski and I are 2-3, and you're 0-3 talking. It's rough.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go back to my pick, Matthew Golden for the Green Bay Packers. So, Green Bay looked like absolute dog shit on Sunday against the Browns. Dallas defense also looked like absolute dog shit against the Bears. They probably thought that cover 0 meant you don't cover anybody and just leave them open. Matthew Golden, he was the first wide receiver that the Packers have picked in the first round in 8 billion years or whatever it was. Got off to a rocky start week 1. Everyone thought he was going to be the number 1. He was going to be the guy. Week 2, not much better. At Cleveland, though, he had an all right game, 10 points, 4 for 4 on all his targets, and he ran the ball a little bit. But they're looking to bounce back here. Dallas defense, you got Matt Eberflus there. We all know what he can do as a coach.
Not call timeouts.
Not call timeouts. I think he's still holding on that one from Thanksgiving last year.
He pulled it out of his back pocket last week. So I put it away.
So just to give you some stats here. So Dallas gave up to the Giants, Russell Wilson, 450 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then against the Bears, it was 298 yards and 4 touchdowns. So with all the weapons and all the receivers that Green Bay has, I think that he's going to come out of his shell a little bit more, and he's going to start calling for the ball. They're going to start going to him. I think this is his potential breakout game, and it's going to be his time to shine this week. So it's my pick. He's projected to get 8.75 points. I think he gets at least 13.
Do we start calling him Flash Golden yet?
No, I think we call it the Golden Hour, like that one song.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
He's not really sold on it. I like the pick, though. I don't know about the nickname, but the pick is pretty good.
No, I like the pick, too.
Green Bay's got to throw it to somebody outside of Kraft. It's what it boils down to. No one has really taken that reins. Gold, quick. He's good. They drafted him high for a reason. Feed him the ball. So they're here for it. It was a good pick. Good pick. If you got Breece Hall, just sit him. Don't play him. Get rid of him. Put him on.
God, I wish I had Jake Ferguson. I'd start him because he's going to be the only thing for this Dallas offense other than the run game.
And George Pickens will get his, but it's not going to be 13 targets. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, it just depends on how Micah feels this week, how much anger he has coursing through his body.
It's a lot.
Like a person's revenge game.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. All right.
So
pick
this week
time?
we got our pick'em. We're gonna do our pick'em this week.
Get my picks out.
Zoltowski, you want to get the results from last week?
Yep, pulling it up on the old sleeper. So in the Gents league here, last week I took the number 1 spot with 11 points. Nardy in second, Fish in third. Nardy had 10, Fish had 9.
Tight race.
So tight race.
It's a tight race
there. Yep. So I was 11-5, and I can't see what you guys are, but
10-6.
I would assume
10-6
and 9-7. Yes. So on to this week, which we start off with this should be a good game on Thursday night.
I think so.
Better than the trash we had last week.
So yeah, this week we've got Seattle going into Arizona. Seattle is 1.5 point favorites. I do think that Seattle is probably going to come out with this one. I think it could go either way, though. So I'm picking Seattle. Fish, are you also Seattle?
I am also
Seattle. What you're nodding your head to there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and look based off my picks, too.
Zoltowski, what are you leaning?
Give me the Redbirds here.
Ooh, we might get one up on you.
Give me the Redbirds here. Kyler's been looking pretty good. James Conner going down is unfortunate, but talked about Benson. This is a big breakout game for him, which kind of assures my pick even more now. I think, especially after that really close loss last week to the 49ers, I think they look to bounce back, and I think Seattle's riding too high off just absolutely beating the shit out of the Saints. Sorry, Noah. I'm so sorry. Been there, buddy. Been there.
I was going through it right now.
Well, the Saints aren't really out of it this week either, so
the Saints are the Saints are going to get trounced this week, and that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler, boys.
No spoiler at all there. By the way, on Sleeper on the picks, it's Buffalo has a 90% win possibility.
Yeah,
they've gone down 2%.
They're 16.5-point favorites this week.
Yeah.
But before we get to that game, we have the Ireland game. So the overseas games start this week. This is the Vikings' first of 2 week stint that they spend overseas. So I believe this week they're playing in this week they're playing in Dublin. Next week I think it's in England.
London.
Is it in London?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with. I think the Vikings are gonna pull this one out. Carson Wentz looked good. They played a really bad Bengals team, but I still think that the Vikings are going to pull this out. They are 2.5-point favorites.
I'll take the Steelers.
Steelers.
I don't believe in Carson Wentz. I think Aaron Rodgers will tear him up.
Give me the Vikings as well. Yes, Carson Wentz looked good, but their defense also looked good. 5 turnovers. I know, again, played a bad Bengals team, but even forcing fumbles on the good Bengals players that are still in the game.
Yeah.
I think they're finally getting their groove back a little bit here. So give me the Vikings on this one.
Their pass rush looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Next we have the Commanders going into the Atlanta Falcons. Washington 1.5-point favorites. Is Jaden Daniels going to be back for this game?
Yes, he should be.
If that's the case, give me the commies.
He's considered day to day, but I'm also going to take the Commanders because even if he's not, Mariota played very well. He fits into that system very well. And I think the Falcons are going through a bit of an identity crisis right now.
I'll just go ahead and scoot you boys here on the Bills tile.
Sorry, Noah.
16.5-point favorites. It's gonna be rough sledding for the New Orleans Saints.
Just hope whoever you start from the Bills scores a lot of points in the first half, because after that they shouldn't be on the field.
Yeah, Ray Davis might be a good start if they get too far up. Sit James Cook for a while.
You might be able to start Rattler in the second half. You never know. If they got the third stringers in there, he might start slinging it.
All right, now we got the Browns versus the Honolulu Blue team at Ford Field. The Lions are 8.5-point favorites. I'm gonna go with the Lions here, and I hate to do it, but I don't think the Browns catch magic twice. It could be wrong.
Yeah, could be wrong. I think first quarter will be interesting. Trying to establish the run. That Browns defense, as we talked about, looks good, but I just think there's
too many weapons.
The Lions defense is also very good, and like you like to say, Joe Flacco is a statue.
He's a statue with turnstiles as tackles right now.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see Dylan Gabriel.
We may see a rookie come in if the score gets too crazy. Next game we have the Panthers going into New England. New England is the favorite here, 5.5-point favorites. I really liked a lot of what New England did last week. The only issue they had is turning over the ball 5 times. They had 5 fumbles, I think. Or maybe it was a combination of fumbles and turnover or interceptions. But I think that Vrabel will get that figured out this week, and I'm going to go with the Patriots.
Yeah, he stops giving Ramondre Stevenson the ball. Easy.
Yes, put Travion in, for the love of God.
Put Travion in there. Let him run the ball. The Panthers shocked all of us beating the Falcons last week. I don't, again, think they catch magic twice in a row. The Pats have just been struggling, but I think they bounce back.
Yeah. Then we got the Chargers going into New York. It's a 1:00 game. Chargers are 6.5-point favorites on the road. Give me Justin Herbert. Give me the Chargers. It's Jackson Dart's first game. I'm sure he's gonna. Man, they are picking a tough defense for his first game.
Yeah.
Are you boys following suit with me here?
Yes.
Yeah, give me Omarion. He's gonna sing, drop an R&B album, and then run it for 100. So.
Yeah, give me Cam Scatabo to knock at least 5 people on their ass that game, though. Minimum.
Scam Catabo. Let's get him going.
The animal.
This one's going to be a good matchup. I'm looking forward to watching this game on Sunday. Eagles at Tampa Bay. The Eagles are 3.5-point favorites on the road. I don't know where I lean this game. I think Fish was talking about a trap game for the Eagles last week. I think this is more of a trap game this week than last week would have been. I think I still lean Eagles just because they did finally figure out the passing game. So I'm probably going to pick the Eagles here. But what do you boys think about this matchup?
Fish?
Give me the Eagles. I say that because I think now that we've realized if teams can stop the run, we can easily pass. But I'm also hoping that we scheme, and there's been a few stern talking to, that we go, hey, it's okay to pass. It really is. We can do it. It's not hard. So I think if we pass and incorporate the run, that's an offense that's going to be extremely tough to hold. And then their defense, Jordan Davis losing the 30 pounds in the offseason, has been a whole different player. Jalen Carter being up there in the front as well has also been wreaking havoc on every team. So I'm going to lean towards them, and I feel pretty comfortable with it. I think Baker will still torch us on a few things. But if Mike Evans isn't playing and they have to rely on Mboku or whatever, I mean, he'll get his points, but it's going to be very hard to stop that defense with what they have.
It's a Mecha Egbuka. Put some respect on his name.
Gesundheit?
Yeah, so originally I had the Bucks, but I am going to go with the Eagles because of the Mike Evans. Chris Godwin there's a strong chance he'll come back, but with that still being up in the air, yet Baker's looked great. I mean, they came back and blocked the field goal and then thrown field goal to win it, but that was against the Jets. And then we all know how the Jets are. It was against Tyrod Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is where the wheels fall off a little bit for the Bucks. The Eagles figured it out last week. It's a huge comeback. They're riding that high, and I think they're going to roll that momentum right into this week. And it'll be a good game for sure because Baker is going to do Baker things. God, you must miss him in Cleveland.
Yeah, I do.
But I think the Eagles have just shown why they won the Super Bowl last year and might win it again this year.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Next game we have on the docket, we have the Tennessee Titans going to Houston. This is the last 1:00 game. I think this is going to be a get-right game for Houston. They're 7.5-point favorites. The Titans just seem like they can't figure anything out right now. Cam Ward's struggling. I don't even think it's all of Cam Ward's fault. Honestly, I think a lot of it's the play calling and the receivers just not catching the ball when it's thrown to them. But yeah, give me the Texans this week.
Yeah. This is their get right game. Get the cancer out of the locker room. CJ can finally think straight. He's not getting dogged on by his teammates. Like you said, Titans struggling.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think this is finally their first win of the year here.
All right, then I know this is up in the 1:00 slate. Honestly, I just didn't want to remake this whole thing. So Indianapolis goes into LA. Rams are 3.5-point favorites. I think Indiana Jones is going to keep the magic going here. I'm going Colts.
I want Rams.
You want the Rams?
Yeah, I think they contain Jonathan Taylor enough when they get to Danny Dimes. That defense is just too good. Plus, they also added Devontae Adams on the offensive side.
Yeah. It's
tough to stop all that.
It is tough.
I'm also going to take the Colts. I'm riding the hot hand here. Indiana's looked really good. Again, this is their test of the season. This is Daniel Jones's first really, really solid team that they're going to play. I mean, we saw what they did to the Eagles in the first half, and it kind of fell apart when they realized, oh, hey, we can throw a forward pass. We've got good receivers over here in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think it's just a different team than they were last year. Quarterback can actually throw the ball accurately, which helps with the run game. Yes, LA does have a very, very good defense. I like the hot hand here.
I respect the hot hand.
Yeah, the next game we have Jacksonville going into the injury-riddled San Francisco 49ers. 49ers are 2.5-point favorites at this time right now. I don't really see Jacksonville being able to pull this one out. I think I'm going to go with the 49ers just because of how well Mac Jones has been playing. And if Brock Purdy's back, I'm definitely going 49ers.
I think you're forgetting a name, too. Like Christian McCaffrey still looks like old Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, yeah. Christian McCaffrey, too.
I think he had 10 receptions this past week. They're going to clearly give him the ball as much as they can. He'll get his own.
Yep. I mean, yeah, you can throw me over there. I'm taking the 49ers here. The Jacksonville just has too many problems on the receiving end. Travis Hunter isn't what everyone thought he was going to be, which no surprise there. I just think the system at San Francisco is too good. Yeah, Brock Purdy suffered that awkward almost injury there at Arizona last week, but I just feed CMC the ball. Just give it to him. I mean, dude got leveled in the red zone on 4th down and still got up like it was nothing.
The next 4:00 game we have on the slate, we have Baltimore going into Kansas City. Kansas City's 2.5-point favorites. I don't know why. Or I'm sorry, Baltimore's 2.5-point favorites on the road. I think Baltimore's easily going to win this game. Kansas City's going to fall to 1-3. Baltimore's going to be 3-2 or 2-2 at that point because they lost the first game and then they lost last night. So
yep, 2-2. It's weird start to the season, man.
Weird start to the season, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, give me the Ravens as well. Bounce back after this week. Kansas City's missing a lot of pieces, and their O-line does not look good.
Sorry, Fish, I moved you and I didn't even ask. Are you Baltimore? Okay.
Yeah.
For the last game on the 4:00 slate, we have Chicago Bears going into Las Vegas. Chicago is a road favorite, 1.5 points, so it's going to be a tight one. I think what they did last week with Caleb Williams, I think that they're just going to try and keep building off of that. And although Max Crosby is probably going to cause some sort of disruption, I just don't think it's enough. I think the Bears are going to win this one.
I agree. I think Caleb Williams plays his best ball on the run and out of the pocket scrambling. So even if Max does push him out of the pocket, that's where he excels the most. Plus, Rome Odunze has kind of awakened into something possibly great for this Bears offense. And then keep in mind that, Luther Burton?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Has looked good the last couple of weeks.
He caught a nice deep bomb off the flea flicker.
They've made some good things. I mean, the run game is still struggling. They're not getting DJ Moore the ball enough, but I mean, if you're winning games, I guess it doesn't matter. So, but yeah, Bears for sure.
Yeah,
I think Swift's playing pretty well.
He's definitely better than last year, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So the adjustments they've made to the O-line, give me the Bears, by the way, have shown. I mean, Caleb, that offense was clicking last week. I think they've kind of figured it out, or he's been screamed at by Ben Johnson enough to realize that I have to follow the system. It's going to work. And I think Gino's just too flip-floppy there.
Dude, Rome reminds me of Andre Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a strong physical presence, and he's so good. Sunday night game. This could be a good game. It could be extremely one-sided. Time will tell. But we got the Packers going into Dallas. Packers are 6.5-point favorites on the road. I'm obviously going to go with the Packers here with CeeDee Lamb, the star player, being out. I think the Packers are going to be pissed from last week. I honestly think the Packers were looking past Cleveland to this game, and they're going to be ready for the Cowboys.
It's a good shout.
You guys agreeing there?
Give me Dallas. I hate it.
Give me Iguodala.
Give me Dallas. That run game is too disgusting. Dak does play decently, and George Pickens has kind of found his own. Dallas defense is not as bad as what we think, and keep in mind that Green Bay still hasn't found their number one receiver yet. So until they do that, I'm not fully sold on Green Bay's offense. If Dallas can stop the run, which they have in the past, is what they're known for, outside of Jadeveon Clowney getting arrested like an idiot, but whatever. if they can stop Josh Jacobs, I think they take this game fairly easily. That offense is too good. Plus, Brandon Aubrey, if you can get it to your own 30-yard line, he'll kick a 90-yard field goal and be fucking fine. So,
Yeah.
give me Dallas for that reason. Plus, it's at home. They got glory holes. It just makes the most sense.
Brandon Aubrey. Weapon.
Yeah, that dude's insane. But I mean, 3 points is less than 7, and I think Green Bay's gonna score 7 points more often than they do 3. Give me the Packers, unfortunately. Just like you said, Nut, it's a bounce back game, get right game here. Not that it's going to be an easy one, but they're pissed. Mike is coming in after he dealt with all the shit in the offseason, so he might just pop off. I think their offense is going to bounce back from last week. Tucker Kraft's going to go out there and have himself a game, because we saw what oh God, what's his name? Goddard did week 1. He had a pretty good game against the Dallas defense there. So give me the Packers, unfortunately.
No Pack Rats. Okay.
Nobody saw that live edit, right?
Completely missed it. I saw you doing
I missed
something.
I had it saying week 3. Pick 'em still. So I switched it to week 4.
I know. It's so the font's huge, man.
What? It's normal.
I know, but I mean, it was glaring. It wasn't like something off in like the background or something. It was right
All
there.
right, on to the Monday night shit shows.
These are bad Monday nights.
Jets going into Miami. Miami's 2.5-point favorites. Give me the Jets.
Oh, it's because of Brees Hall. So I'm expecting
Yeah.
Miami to put up 70 and Brees Hall to.
No, I just think Miami's ass. Miami's let 30 points or more each game so far.
Give me Miami. They're going to feed a chain. He's going to have at least 8 receptions for 70 yards, and then they'll run it too. Plus, they had that rookie Ollie
Gordon.
Ollie Gordon.
Yep.
who they finally have an established guy who is a north-south runner who a chain is not. Could be lethal. And as long as they keep feeding Tyreek Hill for fantasy implications and ego implications, they'll be fine. So Tua Stroke hands needs to fucking figure it out.
Hey, Tyreek's gotten 15 points past 2 weeks, thankfully.
That's great. I remember we used to drop 35 consistently.
I know,
So
I know, but it's better than the 4 I think he got week 1. But also give me the Finns here. It's at home.
Ooh.
Yeah, I just think
By myself over
I
here.
just a chain is gonna do what he does. Ollie Gordon is running hard. He looks really good. They're calling for Zach Wilson in Miami. We might see some Zach Wilson action. So
That's my whole point.
But,
A chain and Tyreek can do whatever they want. It's the defense in Miami the defense is bad, dude. They're bad. Minka.
Yeah, but the Jets' offense is also equally bad. So
yeah. That's it. This is going to be the battle of the bad here.
And you picked Brees Hall, so
Yeah.
I assume that there's
too.
going to be a bet 1,000 points, for the Jets to beat them. So then the Dolphins just smoke them out of the water.
Yeah, I mean,
We lost him again.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
I love Aaron Glenn. Missed the guy.
Okay,
but
I heard Aaron Glenn.
I'm here.
There we go.
No, it's fine. Aaron Glenn, love him, but it's defense is struggling, man. It's going to be a wild, weird, either shootout or it's going to be 3-6. Yeah, Broncos. Give me the Broncos.
Broncos. This one's easy.
Just don't even need to talk about it.
I might go to bed early Monday. If this is the game that's going to be on late, so
God,
or something.
I have all 3 of the Broncos receivers in one league, and I'm going to start all of them.
That's a wild statement. Who do you play? I'd love to play against you.
Marvin Mims was almost my start of the week, but I wanted a layout, so
I'll put Cortland Sutton in there. Maybe Troy Franklin.
Oh, that's bad.
All right, that's our pick'em. If you disagree with any of us, especially the ones where we're all together again, let us know. Boys,
Couple outliers here. Couple outliers.
Yeah. The Jets are definitely going to win, so can't wait for that.
Put a coffee on it.
I'm down.
Put a coffee on it.
I'll put a coffee on it.
Just keep It's fine. You owe me so many coffees already.
Just keep the coffee.
What's
Take it
another
back.
one, right?
When I get back from Napa, I expect a big Wawa coffee.
I'll get you a coffee. It'll be a thimble sized.
24-ounce Wawa.
Anyways, we're gonna go record the Friday show for all this time. So, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Always GG. Thanks for being a gent. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Bye. Oh.